thank you for joining me, and again, thank you for watching my brand new introduction. Let me know what you think down below. Now, this video is going to be a little sketch of a complicated place. And if I just shoot away from my page for 1 second, it's for those of us who look at this scene and go, wow, it's interesting, but I better not do that. It's way too hard. Well, in the next 7 minutes, we'll have a framework to make it easy. That is right, you will find this easy in the next 7 minutes. There's a promise. So we are starting, of course, with pen. That's how I love to jump in. And I think if you are brave and you just follow the simple shapes and let yourself make mistakes, you will find it the most interesting and enjoyable way to sketch. The key here is to focus on what's important. Instead of trying to use your pen to gain every little detail, just crawl around the silhouette. Follow that silhouette of the scene. In this complex city, the most important thing is the outline. You can recognize New York instantly from a simple silhouette. That's all that our city needs here. Of course, we can add details underneath, but they come last. So here are some glorified boxes. These are cars, but look at how I'm creating them. Really simple shapes. There's a box with a box on top with some boxy little wheels underneath. That's all that they need to be. We can also then reaffirm the boldness of our lines. When we're happy, when we feel that our sketch is going well, we can start to bring out that value or those darkness or that kind of clarity to our lines. Before that, we want everything to be loose. Loose is flexible. Bold lines like this are inflexible, and that's great if we know that we are confident that we have got it right. But that step takes a bit of time. We can't just jump to it. So make sure you are happy first, and then you come in with a few well-chosen bold lines. Again, focusing on key outlines, focusing on that silhouette, and not trying to get every detail. If you look at my sketch now and you decide you like it, then also just look at how simple it is, and then look at the reference and look at how much I have left out. I like my sketch actually, even at this point, more than I like the photo. I liked being in this place and imagining sketching it, but actually my sketch strips away a lot of the chaos and the bits I don't enjoy, and it just gets the essence of what I did enjoy, or what I do enjoy looking at it now rather than being there. We've got this interesting framing element which is quite dark, so I'm going to add lots of textures. The framing element, of course, here being a tree. Lots of little repetitive, let's call them tree-like shapes or leaf-like shapes. Essentially scribbling. That scribbling builds up a sense of shadow. A little bit like simple hatching also builds up a sense of shadow. These simple touches suddenly make your sketch a lot more interesting. And yet they were also a little mental break. I didn't have to think about that. I was just scribbling really lightly. The first time you do it, you might have to think a little bit, but when you get scribbling and sketching and hatching into your muscle memory, just putting in some textures makes your sketch more interesting, but it also allows you to feel a bit free. I added these people in. I felt we could get more detail underneath. And again, just notice how incredibly simple they are. The challenges when we add people, the challenges when we add car, come when we overcomplicate them, especially if what we're trying to do is a fun, simple sketch. If we're just trying to enjoy ourselves, then just enjoy yourself. Don't push yourself to do something which probably isn't going to work. And if I did draw a super accurate person, it would look a bit silly amongst these very small cityscapes. Now, look at that brush. Take a moment, look at it. Look at that brush again when it's right next to our painting. See how the brush, the actual brush part of the brush, the fibres of the brush are almost half the size of my entire painting. This is a size 24 brush. Use a big brush. You will not regret it. Absolutely, it will take away some of the control. But the problem that most beginners have, I have found with watercolours, at least when trying to sketch in a loose style like mine, is the want to have more control than is needed, and that control leads to sticky, clay-like, opaque colours. Have you ever just thought, I'm going to do this with the biggest brush I've got, and gone for it and seen what happens? Or are you always just a bit scared that that might ruin it? Well, so far we are 5.5 minutes into this video, so if I pick up my giant brush and I ruin it, I'll go make a cup of coffee and I'll come back and I'll start again. And at least I will have experimented. As long as you're light and simple with your colours, then your amazing ink work, that sketch you poured your heart and soul into for the first 4 minutes, that will shine through. It will tell the whole story. It will be everything that it needs to be. And loose glazed colours just flowing over, joining up and being a bit abstract and a bit happy will do so much more for your beautiful line work than if you try and create something which is actually a painting on top of a sketch. Why not treat your sketch like a sketch? Sketches deserve to have fun, they deserve to be free, be suggestive, to flow and move. They don't need to be tied down with hyper rigid opaque colours. I'd argue no one needs that, but that's just me. So now I've given you my lecture about a big brush. You're allowed to change brush at this point. I'm actually picking up quite a small brush. This is a size 6, but it's quite a small size 6. You can see now it's about the size of a person in my scene. Now, that's great because now when I put pigment on my page with this brush, it's much drier. And that means the pigment that I'm using becomes much more opaque or closer to opaque and certainly much more saturated. So you can see these yellows are suddenly so much richer. So now, with a bit more control, I can pick a few bits that I want to be bold and interesting. Also take a look. Again, decide if you like my sketch or not. And if you do, notice it's departed from the original. And that's the joy of sketching quick, sketching loose and sketching free. If you enjoyed this, let me know down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'll see you in the next video. Or perhaps even in my free course, which is linked down below, and people really seem to enjoy it, so you might enjoy it as well.